All of the laws have a clause for medical emergencies. The abortion laws in Idaho are meant to save lives. The side that wants to take lives is the pro-abortion side. That's why the other side is called the pro-life side. Hey, what's up? It's Benj here with Triple Cord Real Estate. I have a few stories for you here on what has been happening lately here in the Treasure Valley. Let's jump right into it. Now, honestly, we've been getting a lot of bad press when it comes to abortion. And part of that bad press is coming from Idaho newspapers themselves. Listen to what one commentator said about Idaho's abortion laws. And this is a commentator writing in the Idaho Capital Sun. She says, Idaho's abortion laws as currently written impede medical judgment, place pregnant patients' health in danger, and force doctors to decide between prompt, appropriate medical care and potential prosecution. These are untenable choices. That's just wrong. All of the laws have a clause for medical emergencies. The abortion laws in Idaho are meant to save lives. The side that wants to take lives is the pro-abortion side. That's why the other side is called the pro-life side. The pro-life movement wants to save people, not take people's life. Here's a graphic that I found that shows the states that have strong pro-life laws. And you can see Idaho is right there among those states. And then just below that, it says, here are the states with laws that prevent medical treatment to save the lives of pregnant women. None of them prevent medical treatment to save the lives of women. Now, when Roe v. Wade went into effect earlier this summer, 30 days later, the trigger law went into effect here in Idaho, which basically banned all abortions unless the mother's life was in danger or unless there was rape or incest. Planned Parenthood did not like this. They didn't like the idea that the Idaho law says that you can't kill unborn babies. And so what they did is they ended up bringing the case to the Idaho Supreme Court. And basically what they're asking the Idaho Supreme Court to do is to put a hold on these trigger laws that have gone into effect. In other words, stop enforcing the abortion laws that the representatives of the people of the state of Idaho have passed. And their argument is, look, it puts the mother's life in danger. Now, that's totally inaccurate, but facts don't matter to them, because if you were to ask them, would you support a law that even you would write that says all abortions are outlawed unless the mother's life is in danger, they would say no, because what they want is abortion on demand. And what we're waiting for is for the Idaho Supreme Court to make a decision on whether or not to put a hold on the laws that have already been passed. And that decision is probably going to be forthcoming here next week on October 6th. So stay tuned, and we'll have an update on that when that comes out. The Boise Police Department has also been in the news lately. There's been quite a fiasco. The Boise mayor just asked the Boise police chief to step down. Now, he was brought in by the Boise mayor in the summer of 2020. This was her big choice. She passed over local picks for this guy, Ryan Lee, to be brought in from Portland. It's been an ongoing story for a while now. This was the basic story. Last fall, the officers were in training, and the police chief asked somebody to come forward for a demonstration, and he showed them a type of a neck hold and ended up severely injuring the police officer's neck. And the witnesses in the training session said that they heard his neck crack, and then since then he's been in severe pain. Now, in addition to that, 9 officers have also filed complaints against the Boise police chief, and 5 other officers have retired around the same time. Now, to me, that's crazy. 9 complaints against the police chief, and this other case that has been going on about this guy that had his neck injured in a demonstration. There's also reports of the police chief having favoring people from Portland, where he's from, and giving them special treatment. People were also scared of retaliation from the police chief. They claimed that they were being put on some sort of a blacklist when they objected to certain types of suggestions about police practices. So the city did its own investigation, and then they also hired a third party to do an independent investigation. And they didn't find a violation of the law, or they couldn't prove without a reasonable doubt, rather. But they said it was truly a close call. And so with all of that, the Boise mayor decided to ask the police chief to resign. So the mayor did the right thing in asking the police chief to resign. I'm not a fan of the mayor, honestly, of Lauren McLean, but she did the right thing. I think she did the wrong thing to begin with in appointing this guy to be the police chief. Get a local police officer. Don't get somebody from Portland, from out of state, and from Portland of all places, where they had so many riots and so many problems with the police in the summer of 2020. I think that she hired the wrong guy to begin with, and the mayor owes us an explanation of why she hired him and how she was wrong. I think she needs to be honest about her leadership choice and talk to the people of Boise. Hey, if you've been liking this video so far, you know what to do. Hit the like button so that I know that you like these kind of videos. Thanks. And then finally, some interesting news about potatoes. Guess which crop we have significantly less of this year here in Idaho? Potatoes, of all things. Farmers planted about 25,000 less acres of potatoes this year. And there's several reasons for that. Number one, remember the year started off in a severe drought. We had basically no snow in the winter months, but then we did have a rainy spring. But also the high costs of production discouraged the farmers from planting potato crops. Labor or fertilizer increased threefold this year. Labor went up 30 to 40%. And because potatoes are a labor-intensive crop, Idaho farmers decided to plant less crops this year, so about 20% less than normal. And if you take another 10% in yield due to the cold spring and the extreme heat in western Idaho, the farmers are anticipating a drop of about 30% in overall potato production here in the famous potatoes state. Now, one author said this. He said, all of this means that you'll likely continue to pay more for potatoes at the grocery store, but don't blame the farmer. They don't set the price for their potatoes. The market does. Now, I had to chuckle when I saw that, because everybody realizes that obviously it's not the farmer who sets the price for the potatoes, it's the market does. But when it comes to real estate, nobody seems to realize that. For some reason, people think that it's the real estate agents that are setting the price for homes. When house prices were flying through the roof last year, people were getting mad at us real estate agents, and if you just read the comments on some of my videos, people were saying, you guys are greedy, you're jacking up the prices. If you're watching this video, please, please, please abandon that silly thinking. It's not real estate agents that set the price for homes, it's the market. Just as the farmers aren't setting the price for potatoes, it's the market that sets the market value of the commodities that we buy. So don't get mad at the real estate agent, don't get mad at the farmer, don't get mad at anybody for that matter. Just be thankful that you have enough money to buy some French fries. Hey, thanks again for watching. If you haven't seen my latest video, you can click on this thumbnail right here.